My grandfather quoted one verse his whole life. At the table, at the grave, at the strife of any moment that required the word of something larger than the merely heard. In conversation he would quote the same verse, slightly wrong, the chapter and the name. Keep quoting. Some men carry scripture the way they heard it first. My father looked it up once, found the real version sitting next to what the feel of my grandfather's version had become. The words were close but different by a sum of two or three substituted things, small changes that the memory brings to anything it carries long enough. My grandfather's version was more rough around the edges and more true somehow. The verse is pulling me under. I can hear the misquoted thunder. 60 years of quoting it just wrong, enough to make it more entirely his own song. Quote from me the way you heard it first. Verse quote wrong on verse quote wrong on verse quote wrong on verse wrong wrong on verse quote don't say, keep say no verse. We quote his version now, not the correct one. At the table, at the resurrect out of any moment that requires the larger word. We let his version fires itself into the room. The two or three small differences between the he and the original have become the mark of a man who carried scripture in the dark of memory and made it partly his. They say the dead release the words they borrowed from the scripture, but my grandfather made his version over 60 years of quoting. I do not need the correct version at the table. I only need his two or three small differences that made it his. That made it his. Trust the misremembered verse. My grandfather quoted one verse his whole life. At the table, at the grave, at the strife of any moment needed something more than ordinary language at the door. We quote his version now the wrong right way. His two or three small changes every day leave your mark. We are still quoting wrong. The table is still his. The differences are still his. The verse remembers every time it was carried imperfectly with love. My grandfather paid a debt for 30 years to a man he never mentioned through the tears of lean winters and of borrowed months. He paid it quietly in regular stunts of cash withdrawn on the same day each year. Nobody in the family knew the fear. Keep paying, some debts are carried like a private faith. We found the receipts inside the cabinet. After he was gone, the habit net of 30 years of payments to a name. None of us recognize the same amount the same day, every January. A sum that must have cost him extraordinary discipline across the decades of a life that did not always have enough to spare, but spared it every January 1st. The debt is pulling me under. I can't hear the January thunder. 30 years of the same day, the same sum. A promise made before the family come. Pay for me what nobody knows about. Of whoever he had owed, said his father won nothing from the debt, said it had been forgiven 40 years ago. But seemed that the payments kept on coming, said his father. Tried to send them back but thought it rather pointless after the 5th return. My grandfather just kept sending them, said some men, father, their integrity in private payment. Say the dead release the obligations that they carry, but my grandfather paid a forgiven debt for 30 years. I do not need to know what the original debt was for. I only need to know he paid it every January 1st for 30 years alone. Every January 1st for 30 years alone. Trust the private payment. My grandfather paid a debt for 30 years, oh, to a man he never mentioned through the tears of lean winters, keeping something whole. A private faith conducted on his soul. Oh, the debt had been forgiven, he kept paying. A man conducting his integrity without saying, leave your mark, we are still honoring. The January is still his, the receipt is still there. The debt remembers every year he chose to pay what was already forgiven. My grandmother sang to sick things low, particular hum that seemed to know the frequency of fever and of pain. She sang it to the children in the rain, of illness and to plants that would not thrive. And once to a bird she found alive. Keep humming some songs of medicine before medicine was. She never named the song or said where it had come from, just said the sound of it was older than her and had been around in a family before memory. She was just the current carrier, the free passage of it through her to whatever hurt. The humming is pulling me under. I can hear the healing thunder. She carried a frequency older than her name to every sick and struggling thing that came. Hum for me what hurts beyond the word. Hum sick, old carry. Hum sick, old carry. Hum sick, old carry, carry. Hum sick, old carry, carry. Hum sick, old carry. Sound heal, sound know. Sound heal, sound know. Sick. I call myself humming it last winter beside my son's bed through the splinter of a fever night, not knowing I had started, not knowing where the sad and particular frequency had come from. Just then my mouth had found it, and the drum of it against the silence of the room felt right the way a presence in a room of illness always felt like something working. They say the dead release the remedies they carry, but my grandmother left her frequency in my mouth last winter. I do not need to know where the song came from before her. I only need to find it arriving in my mouth beside a fever. Arriving in my mouth beside a fever. Trust the ancient frequency. My grandmother sang to sick things alone. Particular hum that seemed to know the language that a fever understands. Before the medicine, before the hands, I found it in my mouth last winter night beside my son's bed in the fever light. Leave your mark, we are still humming. The frequency is still low, the hum is still hers. The song remembers every sick thing it was offered to. Sick, old carry. Sick, old carry. Sick, old carry. Sick, old carry. My grandfather left a gap inside the hedge between his garden and the neighbor's edge. On purpose set a hedge without a gap is a wall with leaves, said every man of a good life needs the passage through to someone else's world he left it to. Keep opening, some gaps are cut deliberately for the living. The neighbor's children came through it for years before they had children of their own. The gears of friendship turning through that gap, the way that neighborhoods once worked before the day of fences and of cameras and the sealed perimeter. He kept the gap and healed whatever distance grew between the yards by leaving in the hedge a door that guards nothing but invites everything through. of neighbors pass for me. Through the gap, gap, hedge, pass through 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 gap, hedge, pass through. Open, keep open, no, gap, hedge, 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 open, no. The hedge grew around the gap for 60 years, thickened on both sides but never seals. The opening he left his particular gift of access, the spectacular. Ordinary of a gap in green, through which two families have always been connected without ceremony, just the daily passage of a mutual trust that the gap would always be there. They say the dead release the choices that they made for others, but my grandfather left a gap that two families still pass through. I do not need the hedge to stay exactly as he cut it. I only need the gap to still be there between the two gardens, between the two gardens. Trust the deliberate opening. My grandfather left a gap inside the hedge, between his garden and the neighbor's edge. Cutting once and leaving it for good, adoring green the way a neighbor should. Two families still passing through it now, children of the children knowing how. Leave your mark, we are still passing through. The hedge is still thick, the gap is still is cut. The hedge remembers everybody that came through without knocking. The morning that my mother forgot his name, the house went quiet in a particular shame. That was not shame, exactly more a cold recognition that the story being told by her memory was skipping pages now. We stood around the table wondering how. Keep remembering, some names are the last thing the mind releases. She knew his face, she knew his hand, she knew the weight of him beside her and the view from their bedroom window and the smell of his particular soap, and could tell you every year they spent together, every child they raised, but the name went very quietly. That Tuesday at the table, she reached for it and found herself unable. The name is pulling me under, I can hear the forgetting thunder. She held his face, she held his hands, this smell, but the word that was his name began to fail. Say it for me. At the table, name, reach, forget, hope. Name, reach, forget, hope. Name, reach, forget, hope. Name, reach, forget, forget. Name, reach, forget, name, reach, forget, hope. Name, reach, forget. No lose, no found. Name, reach, no lose, no found. Name, reach, no lose, no found. My sister said it softly, filled the gap. The name came back to her just like that. A word returned into a mouth that knew it. Once and always what she said, she drew it back from somewhere just beyond the reach of Tuesday morning ordinary speech. She said it twice as if to check it fit. The face she had kept perfectly lit inside her even as the word went dark. They say the mind releases what it cannot hold, but my mother kept his face when the name went. I do not need the name to stay forever. I only need my sister saying it softly at the table. Softly at the table. Trust the face behind the name. The morning that my mother forgot his name, oh, the house went quiet in a particular shame. That was not shame, but recognition cold of a story losing pages as it told. My sister said it soft and it came back. The name returning to its rightful track. Leave your mark, we are still saying it. The table is still his, the name is still there. The mouth remembers every morning it was spoken in. The morning that my mother forgot his name, the house went quiet in a particular shame. That was not shame, exactly moral code. Recognition that the story being told by her memory was skipping pages now. We stood around the table wondering how. Keep remembering, some names are the last thing the mind releases. She knew his face, she knew his hand, she knew the weight of him beside her and the view from their bedroom window and the smell of his particular soap, and could tell you every year they spent together, every child they raised, but the name went very quietly that Tuesday at the table. She reached for it and found herself unable. The name is pulling me under. I can hear the forgetting thunder. She held his face, she held his hands, his smell, but the word that was his name began to fail. Say it for me. At the table. Name, reach, forget, hold. Name, reach, forget, hold. Hey. Name, reach, forget, hold. Name, reach, forget, hold. Name, reach, forget, hold. My sister said it softly, filled the gap. The name came back to her just like that. A word returning to a mouth that knew it. Once and always what she said, she drew it back from somewhere just beyond the reach of Tuesday morning ordinary speech. She said it twice as if to check it fit. The face she had kept perfectly lit inside her even as the word went dark. They say the mind releases what it cannot hold, but my mother kept his face when the name went. I do not need the name to stay forever. I only need my sister saying it softly at the table. Softly at the table. Trust the face behind the name. The mother forgot his name. The house went quiet in a particular shame. That was not shame, but a recognition code of a story losing pages as it's told. My sister said it's solved and it came back, the name returning to its rightful track. Leave your mark, we are still saying it. The table is still his, the name is still there. The mouth remembers every morning it was spoken in. The last summer my father fell asleep in the garden chair, asleep so deep. We watched him from the kitchen window long before we understood that something wrong was not the word for it, more like a right. He had earned the afternoon, the light. Keep watching. Some sleeps are worth the watching from a window. The garden held him in that particular way of late July spectacular and ordinary, both the bees still working. He had planted, never shirking from their task beside him, and his breath rose and fell so slowly close to death. In its peacefulness, we did not know then that summer would not offer him again an afternoon as full as that one was. The garden is pulling me under, can hear the July thunder. We watched him sleep from the kitchen glass, not knowing it was the last of the last. Sleep for me in the afternoon light. Sleep, garden chair, watch. Sleep, sleep, garden chair, watch. Sleep, 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 garden chair, chair, watch. Sleep, sleep, garden chair, chair. Photograph of him in that chair. Somebody took it from the kitchen there, behind the glass without knowing it. His head to one side in the particular sit of someone fully given to the rest of an afternoon that offered him its best. Light and warmth and bees and roses and the absolute surrender of a man who had earned the right to sleep in his own garden. Hey, hey. They say the dead release the summers that they slept through, but that afternoon held him so completely. I do not need the summer to come back to say. I only need the photograph above the kitchen window. Above the kitchen window. Trust the afternoon light. Above the kitchen window. My father fell asleep in the garden chair, asleep so deep, giving himself to July without a care. The bees and roses keeping him there. Oh, I keep the photograph above the kitchen glass, watching him sleep in a summer that is past. Leave your mark, we are still watching. The chair is still there, the July is still his. The garden remembers every afternoon it held him.
Before the funeral, nobody knew what to do with their hands or body. My mother ironed a shirt that needed nothing. My uncle stood outside ironing something. Invisible between his palms, the air. My sister counted tiles upon the stair. Keep moving. Some hours can only be survived by doing. Coming at 11 sharp, my father in a box, the whole shop. Edge of that particular knowledge sitting in the room with us, while we were fitting ourselves into the clothes of the occasion. Each button a small act of persuasion, that the body could continue dressing, when the mind had given up at guessing how 11 was supposed to arrive. The hour's pulling me under. I can hear the 11th thunder. Nobody knew where to put their hands in the last hour, before the hearse commands. Wait for me before 11 comes. Our hands hearse, wait. Our hands hearse, wait. Our hands hearse, hearse. Wait. Nobody drank, 4 cups growing cold beside the rank of coats along the hallway, waiting to for 11 and the thing that 11 would do to all of us forever. After that, we stood around the cooling cups and sat with our hands around the warmth of them, not drinking, just holding just the stem of something ordinary in an extraordinary hour. They say the dead release the hours around their going, but that hour before 11 held us all. I do not need the funeral to be different. I only need the cold tea and the ironing and the counting. The ironing and the counting. Trust the hour before. We never
Before the funeral, nobody knew what to do with their hands or body. My mother ironed a shirt that needed nothing. My uncle stood outside ironing something invisible between his palms, the air. My sister counted tiles upon the stair. Keep moving. Some hours can only be survived by doing. The hearse was coming at 11 sharp. My father in a box, the whole sharp edge of that particular knowledge, sitting in the room with us while we were fitting ourselves into the clothes of the occasion. Each button a small act of persuasion that the body could continue dressing, when the mind had given up at guessing how 11 was supposed to arrive. The hours pulling me under. I can hear the 11 thunder. Nobody knew where to put their hands in the last hour before the hearse commands, wait for me before 11 comes. Our hands, hearse, wait. Our hands, hearse, wait. Our hands, our hands, our hands, our hands, our hands, our hands, hearse, wait. Hearse, wait. My brother made tea that nobody drank. 4 cups growing cold beside the rank of coats along the hallway, waiting 2 for 11, and the thing that 11 would do to all of us forever after that. We stood around the cooling cups and sat with our hands around the warmth of them, not drinking, just holding just the stem of something ordinary in an extraordinary hour. They say the dead release the hours around their going, but that hour before 11 held us all. I do not need the funeral to be different. I only need the cold tea and the ironing and the counting, the ironing and the counting, the ironing. Trust the hour before the funeral. Nobody knew what to do with their hands or body, moving through the motions just to move, finding in the doing some kind of groove. Oh, my brother made 4 cups of tea we never touched, holding on to warmth that did not help us much. Leave your mark. We are still holding the cups. The hallway is still full. The 11 is still coming. The hour remembers every hand that did not know. grandfather read to me from a chair beside the lamp, and I could see his shadow on the bedroom wall behind, a shape so large it filled the entire blind. Expanse of plaster with the weight of him, a giant in the lamplight at the rim. Keep reading. Some shadows are the shape of safety. I would fall asleep before the chapter ended, his voice still going somewhere recommended by the story, and I'd wake to dark. The lamp switched off, the shadow gone, the mark of him still somehow in the air above. The bed, the particular weight of love that asks for nothing back, just reads until the child is gone to sleep and then sits still. The shadow is pulling me under, I can hear the lamplight thunder. He read until my breathing slowed, and then he sat there in the dark and read again. Read for me against the wall tonight. Beside a lamp and in the light, I catch my shadow on their bedroom wall, and stop mid-sentence in the sudden fall of recognition. Something in the size of it against the plaster, and the rise of their breathing as they go to sleep. The shadow mine now is now mine to keep. They say the dead release the rooms they filled with light, but my father left his shadow in the plaster. I do not need the chapter to be finished, I only need the lamp on and the shadow on the wall. The shadow on the wall. Trust the lamp light. When I was young, my father read to me from a chair beside the lamp, and I could see his shadow filling up the bedroom wall. The largest, safest thing I can recall. I cast my shadow on my children's wall tonight, reading from the chair in the same light. Leave your mark, we are still reading. The lamp is still warm, the shadow is still his. The wall remembers every night it held that shape. My father took me out on a Tuesday night to an empty car park in the orange light of sodium lamps, and put me in the seat. Said the wheel is just a conversation with the street. Said you ask it where it wants to go, and it will tell you everything you need to know. Keep asking. Some lessons only come at night in empty places. I started twice and killed the lights by mistake. Took a corner wide enough to make him reach instinctively across the space between not his place anymore. He pulled his hand back slow, said, "You have it," said, "the car will know when the hands upon it trust themselves." He sat beside me quiet while I found the shells of confidence inside the dark. The car park is pulling me under, I can hear the engine thunder. He sat beside me while I found the feel of something heavy answering the wheel. Drive for me in the orange light. Car, wheel, night, learn. Car, wheel, night, learn. Car, wheel, wheel, night, 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 night, learn. Car, wheel, night, learn. Car, wheel, night, learn. Stall, fine, stall, no. I drove my daughter to an empty car park last Tuesday evening in the after dark of school, and put her in the seat and heard my father's voice come out before a word of my own arrival. The wheel is just a conversation with the street. You must ask it where it wants to go, I said, and felt him in the passenger seat instead of me, the way I used to feel him there.
They say the dead release the things they showed us.
But my father came back in an empty car park Tuesday night.
I do not need the lesson to be different.
I only need my daughter stalling in the orange light.
Stalling in the orange light.
Trust the empty car park.
My father took me out on a Tuesday night to an empty car park in the orange light.
Teaching me to ask the wheel the way he had been asked himself some other day. Oh, I sat beside my daughter while she found the conversation with the ground.
Leave your mark.
We are still learning.
The car park.
Is still orange.
The wheel is.
Still his lesson. The night remembers every stall that led to driving. Found it in the typewriter steel roll, around the plate and yellowed and grown old. 3 paragraphs and then a line half done, mid-sentence like a race that was not a run. To any finish just abandoned there inside the machine in the office chair.
Keep typing.
Some letters are not meant to reach an ending. The brother it was written to had died 6 months before we found it, and inside the 3 complete paragraphs was something like an argument still running, jumping from one grievance to another act, in language that suggested they had lapsed into silence long before the letter. Neither one of them had found it better to reach across whatever stood between.
The letter is pulling me under.
I can hear the typewriter thunder. 3 paragraphs and then a half a line, abandoned in the middle of a sign that something still needed to be said.
Letter type with a half. Letter type with a half. type, brother, brother. Half, half, letter, letter. Letter type, brother, brother. Letter type, letter half.
Father read it standing at the machine. Said nothing for so long. The air turned clean of everything except the weight of two men and a silence neither of them knew.
How to cross until the crossing closed. He pulled the paper out and carefully composed it back into a fold and put it in the drawer beside the typewriter and in all the years since has never spoken of it. They say the dead release the words they left unfinished, but that letter held its half a line for 30 years. I do not need the sentence to be finished. I only need to know he tried to write it. Tried to write it. Trust the half a line. We found it in the typewriter still rolled. Something almost said, a sentence stopped before it reached its end. My father folded it and put it in the drawer. Neither of them needed it anymore. Leave your mark, we are still mid-sentence. The typewriter is still there, the plating is still rolled. The letter remembers every word that almost followed.
Found it in the typewriter still rolled around the plate and yellowed and grown old. 3 paragraphs and then a line half done. Mid-sentence like a race that was not run. To any finish just abandoned there. Inside the machine in the office chair, keep typing. Some letters are not meant to reach an ending. The brother it was written to had died 6 months before we found it, and inside the 3 complete paragraphs was something like an argument still running, jumping from one grievance to another act in language that suggested they had lapsed into silence long before the letter. Neither one of them had found it better to reach across whatever stood between. The letter is pulling me under. I can hear the typewriter thunder. 3 paragraphs and then a half a line, abandoned in the middle of a sign that something still needed to be said. Letter type, brother, half. Letter type, brother, half. Letter type, brother, half. Letter type, type, brother, half, half. Letter type, type, brother, half, half. My father read it standing at the machine. Said nothing for so long, the air turned clean of everything except the weight of two men and a silence neither of them knew how to cross until the crossing closed. He pulled the paper out and carefully composed it back into a fold and put it in the drawer beside the typewriter. And in all the years since has never spoken of it.
They say the dead released the words they left unfinished,
but that letter held its half a line for 30 years.
I do not need the sentence to be finished.
I only need to know he
Try to write it, try to write it.
trust the half a line. We found it in the typewriter still rolled around the plate and yellowed and grown old. 3 paragraphs of something almost said. A sentence stopped before it reached its end. My father folded it and put it in the drawer. Neither of them needing it anymore. Leave your mark, we are still mid-sentence. The typewriter is still there, the plating is still rolled. The letter remembers every word that almost followed.